So I had a couple of epiphanies during the last week, right? During the past week. It was a bit of an interesting ride because I've been doing more research about cold outreach since I want to launch my coaching business. Not here on YouTube, I'm just sharing what I do and my epiphanies and my experiences. So what I learned is that cold outreach is actually the bread and butter of business. I already knew that, but somewhat I had a limiting belief that kind of set it in my mind that it's not really that you need to know how to market, because I didn't know about marketing that much. Now that I know about market, because in our page we have one of the issues that we're dealing with right now in our page is that we've got a huge reach, but the outreach, the messaging, the leads is a little bit unstable, right? It's unpredictable. We can't know. So now, since I've got my hand on 100 million lead by HORMOZI, I learned that basically you can actually triple, even quadruple your business. People who do outreach as a profession, they can make $10 million. This is literally cited in the book. He worked with someone who was making $10 million a month from outreach. Why? Because they can actually, they can take commissions. So they're not producing anything, but they're making the money through commissions, and they are working on a huge scale with big number of people. So that's what I learned. And something that I've learned that I already used, I was trying to do it with my other business, which is I was doing cold outreaches in a humane way, not in a robotic way where I send a message and it's a whole block message, inhuman, and you sound very salesy and people figure out that you're going to sell them something, which is the most annoying thing that you can receive in your DMs after a dick pic, right? Basically, that's what I would say, right? I've never received a dick pic. Well, I think I did at some point, once when I was a boy. Yeah, 2010, I think I received a dick pic. Yeah. Anyways, so this thing is very important, which is when you outreach for someone, make sure to not ask for anything. So for example, the way I used to do it is I would like a post and comment under a post, like 3, comment under 3, 4, 5, and then I would straight ahead send a message. And I ask these questions that maybe I'll share some of them, right? I would ask these questions that are very specific, that lead me through my wanted piece of information, because I want to get a specific piece of information from the guy that I'm texting. But I was doing it wrong, because the way I was asking is I went directly into it. I went directly into the questions after, of course, what's it called? After a compliment or something that you notice about the guy, because you always do this: like a post, comment under a post 2 or 3, send a message, say, hey, I really liked what you're doing, I really like this picture, I really like this post, this clicked with me, right? And then what you do, you start maybe asking the question, so for how long have you been doing this thing? Oh, okay. And have you been doing it really good these days, or how is it going? What's happening? What is the next step? Are you posting every day? And then you ask these questions. But in these new ways of texting, you basically just text the person, like some of his things, and you don't directly ask the person for them if they need something. This is a really interesting tip. You say simply, instead of saying, hey, I'm doing this public speaking or speaking coaching thing where I help people become more confident and more at ease expressing themselves. Would you be interested in that? You would say, do you happen to know someone who would be interested in that? So you're not directly selling to them, you're actually jumping over them. Okay, over them and basically asking for the thing that you want to ask them. It's not a tricky thing, because if they know someone who might be interesting and interested, they might refer them to you. Or maybe they say, yeah, I know someone and that happens to be me. So they know someone and they know themselves. This, you see the psychology behind it. You're being soft. It's just communication. A lot of people think that this is manipulation, but it's just proper non-violent communication. It's very important to know this and to note this, because you're going to be shooting yourself on the foot if you don't change your beliefs about selling, basically, right? So that's very interesting. And one thing that Alex HORMOZI talks about is that if he says, if you want to start a business or start again, go see how many followers you already have. How many people you already know from your phone numbers, from your Facebook, from your Instagram, from your LinkedIn, and you just contact 100 of them every day. Let's say, for example, you've got 1,000 followers already, yeah, that already exist. You contact 100 for 10 days until you reach 1,000. This is called warm outreach, because there is the aspect of trust, right? There is the aspect of trust, and they're not really standoffish. They're not really, they're not saying, oh, who's this guy? Is he trying to sell me? What is he trying to do? They already saw your content, most likely. 90% of them saw your content, so they're familiar with you, right? It's very interesting to see it that way. So you already have some leads lying. Maybe you've got some, let's say $1,000 in your DMs. And I haven't started doing it yet, but I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna update you every day, not every day, but every week, to tell you what I've learned and what are the results. Even when I fail, I'll just tell you, right? So that's very interesting. So the first step is the warm outreach. And then what you need to do is the cold outreach. That's the tricky one that I'm going to try to figure out, because I'm doing a 9 to 5, so I cannot necessarily be doing 100 every day unless I do 50 in the morning and 50 in the evening. Or maybe I should specify some of the money and pay someone to do 50. Pay them just something very light, maybe like $100 a day to do 50 outreaches. I'll just teach them the method and they would do it themselves. So that's interesting. And then paid ads, but paid ads, I'm not really comfortable doing them. So these are the two things I'm going to be doing from the book, that I'm going to try from the book, because now people know about the book. People know about the information. So the information that you already, that a lot of people know about, that are a bit mainstream, the only difference between you and other people that you're going to make is the volume and the speed of action of which you're going to take it, right? So you need to be a huge action taker. This is why today I'm a bit tired and a bit knackered, but I basically started filming a video. I didn't want to film a video. So that's very interesting as well. I think that this is going to work. I have high hopes when it comes to this, and I'll let you know. Thank you so much.